Sorry.
Thank you. No worries. Thank you, Chair Winfield, Chair Staffstrom, and esteemed members of the committee. My name is Vasu Abhiraman, and I am the Rosenthal Senior Counsel at Alliance for Justice, a national association representing more than 150 public interest and civil rights organizations. Since 1979, we've been a leader in advocating for a fair and independent judiciary that preserves access to the courts. I would like to speak to the importance of ensuring that the Connecticut Supreme Court is one where the justices come from demographically and professionally diverse backgrounds from the purview of state Supreme Courts across our nation. Nearly 2 out of every 5 justices on state Supreme Courts carry prosecutorial backgrounds, but only about 1 out of 10 carries a background as a public defender. Out of 345 justices nationwide, not even 25 have an extensive background in civil rights law, and barely 3% of state Supreme Court justices have backgrounds in civil rights law outside of government practice. Demographically, it's the rare state Supreme Court that has a justice who comes from the Hispanic, Asian, or from a Native American community. Connecticut is currently no exception, with no representation on the state Supreme Court from any of those key demographic groups. We would also encourage you to consider with each and every appointment the message that is sent to judicial candidates from historically disenfranchised communities who have, for good reason, often been reluctant to throw their hat into the ring for this process. Ask yourselves, does this appointment send the message that you can be anybody, work hard in the public interest with dedication, and become a justice on the Connecticut Supreme Court? Or does it send the message that you shouldn't bother unless you and your family are powerful and well-connected? Does it send the message that you will maximize your options as a lawyer if you confine yourself to corporate law or the DA's office? Or does it promote career paths for attorneys that include public defense, civil rights, legal aid, labor law, environmental law, reproductive justice, LGBTQ law? Lawyers who come from these backgrounds carry invaluable experience that would benefit any judiciary, including the Connecticut Supreme Court. Our justice system is built on the idea that the truth is born from diverse perspectives. If we want a judiciary that understands how to weigh complex issues with the interest of marginalized populations in mind, these considerations are paramount. We at Alliance for Justice, like all of you, want to work to ensure a fair and just judiciary that upholds the principles of our democracy for all. And we encourage you to ensure that the Connecticut judiciary, starting with the Supreme Court, is a shining example of demographic and professional diversity for states around this nation to follow, rather than shun. The good news is Connecticut is not left wanting for qualified candidates who would truly add professional and demographic diversity to the judiciary. But it's your job to ensure that they get a fair shake. In today's precarious environment, I'm sorry?
I don't know if you heard the bell, but the bell has indicated your time has elapsed. So if you could wrap it up, and that doesn't mean another 2 minutes, but if you could wrap it up, I would appreciate that.
Oh, sure thing. The people of Connecticut deserve true diversity on the Connecticut Supreme Court. State Supreme Courts are bulwarks for our rights. I yield for any question.
Thank you. And I hope this time when I said your name, I got it right. Are there comments or questions for Mr. Abhiraman? Senator Kissel says he likes your background. Thank you for joining us today. Evelise Correa.